What are you doing, Gemma?
I'm smushing some peanuts.
For what?
For the Gado Gado that we're making. Peanut sauce. Sauce kacang. My name is Jemma Kosalko. I have come from Canada, from a university, University of Victoria. I'm here in Jakarta, Indonesia for an internship with the Center for Indonesian Policy Studies. What is a very big pride in Indonesia has been the food that I've noticed. People are always checking, usually if they're asking like how you're doing or something, it's like, have you eaten? My interaction this far has been very quick with food because we usually go out. It's usually someone else cooking for us or we're getting food at a place where it's already prepared. Learning how to cook and I think understanding the process and the efforts that go into it has made me reconsider each ingredient, where it might come from, what people might do in their daily lives that I don't see as much as a foreigner. For the Gado Gado recipe, Maeve and I went shopping to a pasar, which is like a traditional market. Once you walk in, you can smell fresh meat. So when you walk in, you can usually see chickens hanging from their legs or like a massive cow tongue just hanging there being chopped up. But then you also see boxes of fruits and vegetables, so onions or garlic or like fresh papaya or fresh jackfruit, which I love. Yeah, people are selling all sorts of stuff. Sometimes it's things in the very raw form. Sometimes it's a little bit more processed, so you'll have tofu or little snacks, which are really great too. Gado Gado has lots of ingredients. So we tried to get all of them in this pasar and we got, I think, the majority. It's really neat to gain an understanding of the price as well, of what things might cost in a pasar versus when you go to a local grocery store where things are provided and there's a bit more, there's more interactions along the value chain, so people are a bit more separated from where the food comes from. But at the pasar you can talk to the guy who like pulled it out of his garden a few days ago or slaughtered the chicken in the morning. So it's funny going there, and I think it would be different going as a foreigner versus going as a local, because when you walk in there, people will notice and they're always talking to you and saying, oh, Mr., Mrs. You get a lot of, we got a lot of attention going into the pasars. The people there are really funny. If I could generally describe people that I've met in Indonesia thus far, I would say they're like funny, very welcoming, and very curious and enthusiastic, and that's again what I felt at the pasar. They were very proud of what they were selling too. People remember you, and I think there is a sense of like community, but also loyalty that is fostered in these pasars.
Ya, yang ini San. Wah, cantik.
To make the Gado Gado, we cooked in our cost, which is like I don't know, it's kind of a mix between a homestay and a residence, because usually it's students who stay in costs or people who are living in the city alone, and then there's a shared kitchen, but everyone is in their own room. Process of cooking, we tried to make it as efficient as possible. The recipe said it would take about half an hour, and I think it took us an hour and a half or something. So we first boiled the eggs, and then we decided to smush the peanuts as well to make the sauce, which actually took forever. I thought it would be maybe a little bit quicker, but it was great. We cut up the tempeh and started frying that up right next to it. We finished the tempeh, cut up the tofu, and started frying the tofu. And then by that time, the green beans were nearly finished. Because it's so panas here. Panas sekali. And now the peanuts, I added a bit of water to make it more saucy. And then we needed to add 2 chilies to make it a little spicy, a little bit pitas. Later added some garlic as well as lime, which the lime goes super well in it because it makes it like tangy and a little bit sour. We made mostly everything from scratch. We did need to go out and buy a traditional rice cake. They're called lontongs. And then we also went out and got krupuk for the garnishing on top. There were really no recipes that were for two people, and I think, I mean, it makes sense. I think most times when people are cooking Indonesian dishes, it's for a family or for a group of people. But for Maeve and I, it's only the two of us. So we had a lot of food. It turned out quite well. I tried Gado Gado from the street cars, so kaki limas is what they call them. I can agree that the sauce might not have been saucy enough maybe, but everything else felt pretty good. Like we had the vegetables and the krupuk and the lontong, and mixed together, I was satisfied. I think the hardest part for me was making the sauce, which was just crushing a lot of peanuts. Really was a difficulty.
I probably won't be able to get all
I think I will definitely make Gado Gado again, preferably for more people, because it's a very fun meal to share. And I'd love to give it another try. I think I can do better with the sauce. There's these ongoing mysteries about Indonesia, and one of them is how people get like really, really delicious foods for the price that they do, because buying dishes out is fairly accessible. And so I'm wondering, like, when people have time to make these and how they do it so efficiently and where they get the ingredients. So I think I gained a bit of insight visiting the pasar for that. I think it was a good experience overall, and I'm curious to learn more about cooking in Indonesia.
Yeah.
This is good.
Is it satisfactory?
I surprised myself.
Aduh. Ya.